So I'd drawn Santa Claus because it's near that time. But it actually reminded me of something. When I was a kid, I moved around a lot. Not myself. My parents did, and I had to go with them. So we had just moved like from the Chicago area to the East Bay and San Francisco area. And I came kind of in the middle of 6th grade class, and I had this teacher named Mrs. Miller, and she was kind of cool because you know when you never changed the classroom, you just had the same teacher the whole day. It's like that. But she always had some fun little art projects, and I was such a dick kid. I always caused trouble in the class, more for my own entertainment, I guess. But we were painting Christmas stuff on these hunks of wood, and I was probably walking around dumping over people's paint or whatever. I don't know, causing all kinds of trouble. But I had a pretty good Santa Claus going. She thought I was pretty good at drawing pictures. She would give me that much, but at the same time, I was driving her fucking crazy. So she asked me to stay after class this one particular day. And this is I'll make my statement afterwards, but so I said okay. So the whole class kind of filed out, and I was there all by myself with Mrs. Miller. And she did a few things at her desk, and I was just sitting in my desk waiting to find out why, and she just walked over to me and looked down at me, and she had a very strange look in her eye. And she grabbed me by the sides of my head, by my hair, and started shaking my head. You know, kind of how like a nanny would shake a baby. And she was shaking my head and screaming at the same time, "Are you fucking retarded?" And it went on for a minute, and it was pretty good. She was shaking my head up pretty good. And then she broke down and started crying and blubbering as she's calling me a retard and stuff. The poor lady. At that moment, I didn't even know I was in a battle, but at that moment I knew I won the battle. I'd broken this poor woman, and I'm sure she probably came to her senses halfway through the attack, and she was real nice to me after that, and I kind of had a new respect for her. Not that she could shake my head real good or anything, just that she was kind of a warrior herself in a sense. But what I was going to say is a lot of people these days are offended if you say the word retard. And I would just like to say, in a different time period, that's what people called people like me. You know, so I'll probably from time to time say that word, and I've got every right, because I was told I was one while my head was being shaken around like Jacob's ladder, you know. So it's almost the holidays, and it's cold out here in the high desert. And my friend said, hey, don't you wish we had a white Christmas? And I said, nah, I don't want a white Christmas. I don't like white Christmases. I don't even really, to me, Christmas is like for little kids. That's fun then, you know, but white Christmases, man, snow's not really a very good thing. Once when I was in high school, I went to a kegger party in Montana on the Yellowstone River with my friend, and we got all drunk because we were new at being drunk, you know, and it was fun. We had fun, man, but we weren't paying attention, and later on that night we realized we were the only ones there, out there in the middle of nowhere on the Yellowstone River, and our ride left and everything. Oh, we'll just walk home. We had platform shoes and stuff because this was in the 70s and we thought we were cool. So we started walking home and it started snowing, man, and it kept snowing and snowing. Pretty soon we were just like zombies, kind of trudging through the snow. It pretty much turned into a blizzard. I thought pretty sure we would be like Jack Nicholson at the end of The Shining eventually. You know, frozen dead guys, but younger dead guys than Jack Nicholson. And then a light came through the trees. In the snow, you could see a light coming. I'm sure you're thinking what I'm thinking, that aliens are coming to get us, you know. And if it was aliens, I just kind of hoped they had some heat in their spaceship because we were fucking cold. But anyways, this old jalopy pickup truck came sliding out of the woods and onto the road, and this old man stopped the truck and got out and grabbed us, threw us in the truck, me and my buddy, and just started driving. And he was mumbling about how stupid we were for being out there, I think, and couldn't really understand him that well. But we ended up at these mobile homes kind of out in the woods in the snow, and he took us in, and there were some other people in there, some old people. Everybody was old except for us, and they gave us food, and I couldn't understand what they were saying. And we had wandered onto the Crow Agency Indian Reservation, and there was bunch of old Crow Indian people that's where we were. And they gave us food, and we hung out with them for a little while, and then the old man said, come on, and he took us back out to his truck, and we drove down a little ways to some other mobile homes, and he dropped us off with some other Crow people, and they were younger, like in their 20s, maybe 18, 19-year-olds, and I guess he figured we'd be more comfortable with people closer to our age, and we were. And it was fun, man. We hung out with these guys and these girls and smoked a bunch of weed and drank some booze and listened to records and stuff. And after the roads cleared, it seemed like it was a couple days. It was probably just one day, but they drove us back into town, and then they were our friends after that. So see, snow wanted to kill us, and these Crow people saved our asses. So another snow story. My friend got killed by snow and ice, and I've had several instances where it's tried to kill me, but my friend called me once and said, hey, our friend, I'm not going to say his name, but that our friend got murdered and some hooker did it. And I knew right away that wasn't right, because that particular friend wasn't going to let a hooker kill him. And really how it had turned out was our friend just decided one day, which might have been like some other days, that he was going to get himself a hooker, right? And he did. Maybe there was more than one hooker, I don't know, but she did what could happen in those situations. And she swiped his wallet and she ran out of this hotel. And of course, he took off after her. And he slipped on the ice and fell on his head. And that did him in, you know. And she didn't even know he fell down. He died from it. But so when people say, hey, I hope we have a white Christmas, so I'd rather have a hooker over for Christmas than a white Christmas, because it'd be safer. It'd be much safer just to call up a hooker at Christmas and have her come hang out. Make her some eggnog and give her some cookies. Or he, if it's a he hooker. Whatever. Just, it's the holidays, man. Be nice to people, even hookers. So, I believe in that more than religion. There's Santa Claus. No. It was St. Nicholas. I'm sure there's some kind of horrible story about him, because he's a religious bastard, and there's always something wicked behind those religions, right? So, I mean, just the whole idea of some fat, creepy old fucker coming down your chimney. So when my son was little, that's when Christmas is fun, right? We used to set a bear trap in the fireplace to try to catch that fucker. Maybe I'm a little bitter. Maybe that's where I went bad, is I would behave all fucking year when I was little, and all I wanted was a mini bike. And I got shit like dartboards and fucking G.I. Joe and shit, so fuck Santa Claus. And happy holidays, everybody.